Sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Intelligent, keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best Grandy, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
All right, welcome in everyone. And if you were joining us on our last live, welcome back and appreciate you hanging out with us. I saw Nada Drama,
Mama.
or not Nana, said, hello everyone. I had to come back to where I watched her whole trial to watch her sentencing. So welcome back. Yeah, I that was one of the more fun kind of experiences we've had actually on the channel doing this, was covering that trial all together. And so we are kind of at the end of it in a lot of ways. I mean, there may be appeals and things like that, but this is a big day. So appreciate everybody being here. Nina Drew, good to see you back. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Crochet, Jana, Al Henry. Let's see, Real Me Too says she's
Al
also
Henry. Al Henry.
I said Al.
I thought you said AI.
No, I think I said Al. Al, aka AI Henry. Real Me Too says she's driving also. Diane, perfectly imperfect boy mom. And yeah, we do appreciate you hitting the like on your way in. So we are monitoring this now. So they haven't started yet. We should go ahead and pull it up
Just
so
pull
we
it
don't
up.
miss it, right?
Yeah, just so we don't miss
We'll just
anything.
leave it muted.
Are you doing court TV?
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. I just wanted to put up a banner thanking court TV. That's why I was asking.
Yes. Let me make that bigger. Okay, I think, how does that look? Okay,
That
that's
looks
good.
Great.
All right, so yeah, Angel Wings, Grandma Chachi, and Grandma Chachi says, "I pray they get it right, and she gets what she deserves."
So, do you want to explain again for people who might just be joining us what the options are on the table with this?
Yes. So with her conviction that happened back in February, she was convicted of murder of Evelyn, which was, she would be eligible for parole when she turned 69 years old. So there was hope of her getting out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
If these charges are, the prosecution has argued for enhanced sentencing, and they want consecutive sentences for the additional charges, which there are several. So it's child abuse, aggravated child neglect, abuse of a corpse, and making false reports, and multiple of those false reports because of all the time she lied to investigators during the disappearance of her child, which they showed all that during the trial, where her stories changed repeatedly. I mean, it was really pretty ridiculous. And so they want, so instead of, once that, let's say she got out on parole at 69 years old. Well, even if she gets out, well, now she's got to serve time for abuse of a corpse and child neglect, and then on and on with the other charges there. The defense is making the argument that the jury wanted her to have a second chance, essentially, by having an opportunity for parole at the age of 69. So if the judge decides against that, then he is essentially not granting the wish and the desire of the original jury. So that is the argument that the defense is likely to make. And I think most of our audience is hoping for life for Megan at this point. I mean, look at the baby's face there. She's just the cutest little kid. And this is not a there every situation's different. What she did to this child is so monstrous that she really doesn't deserve to be free again. So Nina Drew says, I meant the girlfriend of Big Daddy provided Drummond with a rented car.
That was for our last stream.
Because we were thinking she was giving us a title for a show
Yeah.
or something in this.
Nina, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
the super chat, love. That is
Yeah.
so sweet. Thank you for clearing that up. I was a little confused, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought you were coming up with a show title.
Right, L. Kennedy. Some people don't deserve a second chance. Megan is one of them.
Yeah, and I I sometimes take the unpopular opinion on our own channel here sometimes.
Okay, well, I'm happy to discuss it with you.
I often am one of those that will say, I'm okay with a lighter sentence in some situations. Because I don't really want to just
lock everybody up.
Yeah, I don't want to just throw everybody's life away if people have, I don't know how to say it. I know there are people that feel like if you take a life, you lose your life, and it's just that simple.
Well,
but I think that there are degrees of crime.
Well, some people are going to argue with this Austin Drummond that he doesn't deserve, 4 life sentences or whatever if he gets convicted because he spared the baby. There are going to be people who argue that. Right? Sorry. I didn't mean to jump on.
No, I'm thinking about it. I mean, but he's sad. For him, his life's work shows you he's not able to rehabilitate.
Okay. Give me a better example then.
I don't know. Situations where I don't know that.
What about the Menendez? Would that be one?
Yeah, I'm okay with them getting out at some point.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
If that is true, that what they had to endure, then it's explainable.
And I think that you can reach a point where, how many years has it been? It was the 80s, right? 80s, 90s. I mean, 30, 40 years. It's a heavy price either way. It's a heavy price. That's a lot of years. It's your best years of your life, essentially. And, to get out when you're 60, 70, if you've shown some degree of remorse and rehabilitation and you're not really a threat, then I'm kind of okay in those situations where people have pain, that's enough. So I don't mind. I don't think everybody has to go away for life if they take a life necessarily.
But there are monsters that don't ever need to see the light of day again.
But this kind of person doing that to their own child in that kind of way, I don't think you come back from that. And I don't even if you could come back from that, I don't think they're worth the risk
to
have in
society. Ubers. We've got a green Uber and a non-green Uber.
Uh-oh.
That's weird.
Uh-oh. So we got a clone.
I don't know. What or his membership ran out just now.
Oh, well, that's weird timing. Just now it ran out. Wow.
Well, it's a real Uber. I don't know.
Like this situation with Haro. Put that guy away for life. He's not worth. You could do that to a child. He's not worth the risk of being out on the street again at any point in his life. Because if he.
Well, look what happened.
Yeah. Because he's a monster. Mm-hmm. He's a monster, and it's not worth the risk. Oh, we might be starting.
I don't see that it's starting.
I hear noise.
Oh yeah, I don't hear anything.
You don't hear it?
Mm-mm. All I see is just the baby Evelyn. I'm gonna look and see if it's if they're behind or if it's already started. Let's see.
Can people in the chat? Can you hear? Can you hear a little microphone noise? Like people. No. I don't know. I'm asking if the chat can.
Oh, sorry.
So positive tea time can hear it. Life Interrupts can hear it.
Yeah, it's still not up, guys, as far as I can tell.
But they're talking.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it. No.
I don't know why.
Well, I am sick.
Like you can hear a mic rustling around, or I can. No, you'd hear this. This is loud in our headsets. So I don't know why you're not getting it. Another StreamYard problem.
I don't know. But anyway. Oh, there, I hear that. Yeah. Oh, well, here we go, guys. Here we go.
Wonder if we get the same judge.
Mr. UT.
Yeah, the guy with the orange laptop.
I love his orange laptop.
Next case to pick up is State versus Megan Boswell, 72869.
That dude's lost some weight.
Sentencing.
There she is.
There was a pre-sentence report filed April the 4th, 2025. A jury convicted Ms. Boswell of first-degree murder in count 1, first-degree murder and perpetration of felony in counts 2 and 3. The jury sentenced her to life. The jury also convicted her in count 4 of aggravated child abuse, count 5 aggravated child neglect, count 6 tampering with evidence, count 7 through 17 false report, count 19 abuse of corpse, count 20 failure to report the death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. So we're here on counts 4 through 20 for sentencing today. Is the state ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Can't ready to proceed.
Yes, yes.
Because sentencing, the first thing that's up, the state has to vote.
Judge, how are you going to handle the pre-sentence report?
Because of the nature of this case, it's going to be exhibit number 1. I normally don't make any exhibit, but I think it's
Fine.
Thanks, sir. Somebody have a copy of it? Mark up? And if you don't, I've got it in the file. I just got to find it. Which file it's in?
Good, we have a clean copy.
Uber says, spoiler alert, she's crooked.
Cooked.
Oh, cooked. I think she said crooked.
Now you ruined it for everybody, Uber.
General, the state had any proof?
Your Honor, the state would call Sheriff Jeff Cassidy.
Right. Real Me Too says Eric and Lyle could have walked away, but they wanted the money.
Raise your hand, state your name, please.
Sheriff Jeff Cassidy.
Solemnly swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, all truth, and nothing but the truth.
What's going on?
Tell the court your name and where you're employed.
Jeff Cassidy, Sheriff of Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been with the sheriff's office?
Been with them a total of 29 years. This is my 7th year as sheriff.
Okay, and so that means you were sheriff in 2020 during the time of this investigation. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna take you back to February 2020. Was Sullivan County the first agency to be involved in the investigation of missing child Evelyn Boswell?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me briefly how Sullivan County how the investigation started?
Missing a child at first, and then once we found out that the last time the baby was saw was in December, we knew it was already behind the curve there. We was probably 2 months away from utilizing the resources that we needed to rescue or recover a baby Evelyn.
Okay. How old were you told Evelyn was at the time the investigation began?
15 months.
Okay. What was your role in the investigation?
Of course, as a lead agency, I always stay in contact and
Pause for
communication
a
with all my detectives and everybody that was.
You want me to pause?
Yeah, just for a second.
seen and responded.
NeuroV pointed out this, and I don't know if you guys realize this. It was at the same month as Sebastian.
Yeah, just different year.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, maybe. We don't really know when the baby was gone. That's just when she was reported.
Right.
Across pretty much the region. So, I was constantly in communication with TBI, FBI, and my detectives.
Okay. if you had to give an approximate number, how many Sullivan County employees do you think were tasked with working this investigation?
Aside from my executive staff, which is about 14, we had probably an additional 40 worked around the clock just on this case.
Okay. When you say around the clock, was there 24/7 coverage
Yes, ma'am.
of this? And are we talking about from the date she was reported missing until the day that she was found?
Yes, ma'am.
It's approximately 18 days.
Yeah, from about February 18th to March 6th, I've looked through our records, and just overtime hours alone on this case was 740 hours.
Okay. And that's employees working their regular shifts plus overtime.
Plus overtime.
Okay. So let me ask this first. Did Sullivan County end up requesting the assistance from other agencies?
Yeah, this was a unique case. Normally we work most cases on our own, but we had full resources from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Virginia State Police, SBI.
What is the SBI?
State Bureau of Investigation, and then we.
I'm sorry, what did they say? State Bureau of what?
Agency, and then multiple local.
I think he said State Bureau of Investigation, which I've actually never heard of.
Is this for Tennessee?
I guess.
Have
Well,
you
look-
guys heard of that?
Ooh, look
I'm
at
going to
that.
write that down.
It's a new one to me.
Okay.
Region.
I guess they're going to show all the work they had to put in, and
Well, I mean, and
All-
they're going to show also the what the false report, the cost probably of the false reporting.
Yeah.
To the city and to the state.
Jurisdictions up in North Carolina and other states, Middle Tennessee.
And is that essentially from following tips that were coming in?
Yeah, anything that came through, we followed every lead, try to look into everything that was brought to the VCC, which is the Virtual Command Center through Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And is the virtual command center, that's where the tips would come in to decide how to then send them back out to be investigated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With these different agencies and with Sullivan County, what types of resources were you able to, what did you utilize to try to find this baby?
We utilized every resource that I've ever even been involved in that was at our disposal. I mean, we took jets to different places to expedite the finding of any type of information that may lead to the recovery of Evelyn. We utilized everything the TBI and FBI provided us with, just anything that was at our disposal. And we probably used more resources for this than anything I can ever remember.
We know that one of the stories, false reports that the defendant gave was that a person by the name of Ethan Perry had Evelyn. What did you have to do in regards to following that lead? What resources were you using?
Yeah, he was in the military in Louisiana, from what I remember, and we had to send some detectives up there as well.
Okay. And we know another story that she gave was that she kept hinting at Mendota, Virginia, over and over. Is that a lead that you also use resources to follow?
Yeah, United States Marshal, I left that out. United States Marshals helped us out on that one in Mendota.
Okay. She also told you that Angela Boswell, her mother, had Evelyn at some point. Did you follow that lead?
Yes, we worked extensively on that one. We thought that she may have had custody of baby Boswell, so we that went into North Carolina.
Can you
and
pause
I think
for a
the, dive team-
Excuse me. I wanted to say, if you watched the trial with us, would you please put a 1 in chat? I'm just kind of curious who's here and who watched the trial with us. And you could put a 2 if you didn't, but I'm just curious how many of our friends came back. Oh, Diane was our first one. Oh, yeah. No. Oh my gosh, a lot of people.
So in preparation for today's
Yeah, I remember.
hearing, did you
I remember them
review-
being here.
You were asked
Yes.
to review Sullivan County records regarding this investigation. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the records that you reviewed, were they all maintained by the sheriff's office?
Yes, ma'am. Just the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
And the purpose of those was to come up with the manpower that was used,
Yes, ma'am.
to get an approximate amount of manpower and overtime hours. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What if the defendant had told the truth on day one?
Yeah,
Objection, cause for speculation.
I could ask you a different way. Would you have found Evelyn if the defendant had told the truth on day one?
Objection,
Yes.
cause for speculation.
Okay. How many? Okay, everybody in chat that was with us. How many minutes until we have a sidebar?
Do you have the sidebar ready?
I've got it ready, but I'm thinking there's going to be a sidebar. This guy's so sidebar, and he's also lost a lot of weight. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe he saw himself on court TV.
Yeah.
And, that'll do it to you.
Okay.
Actually, I liked the defense attorney. I thought he was a good attorney. I was rooting against him, but I thought he did a nice job.
Angel Wing says 1 minute. Detective Mom says 6. Oh, Pam says 15. How do I say that? Beck Hirel says 10. Deanna says 10. I was just curious what you guys thought. 8 minutes. That's very specific, Grandma Chachi. Jessica says 5. The sidebar is when, well, if we get to do it, you might think it's funny. It's a little thing that we kind of created during.
We'll
this
definitely
trial.
announce if one happens.
Yes. It's a long story, but
we had to do things to amuse ourselves during these long trials.
We had a lot of sidebars, and what a bar is essentially is when the attorneys have to go up to the stand and talk, and we basically
discuss some matter that they don't quite want to have out in the public.
Right. I'll go ahead and get it ready because I feel it coming. I don't know about you guys. I feel it coming. Oh, there it is. Okay. We're ready.
We're not. Are we having one? No.
Is it a sidebar?
No.
No, it's only when they go to the stand.
Yeah.
Do we do a sidebar?
She looks good in stripes. Glad to see her in this, though.
Would that have changed the way you conducted your investigation?
No, Shirley, she hasn't been sentenced. They just had a recommendation.
But all of these resources have been used.
No, ma'am.
Right, Angel?
It'll come down to the judge.
Sidebars were longer than the trial.
Community involvement during the time of this investigation, the 18 days of investigation.
Yeah, extremely. They really provided us a lot of additional resources that not criminal justice related, just like they brought us food to the office so we could, eat and still work. And they all pulled together during that time and just showed tremendous outpouring of support for our entire agency. And, across the nation, really, this was a national recognized case. So the people.
So it's interesting that they take this into consideration in the sentencing. So, like, if, say, you were guilty of
reporting your child missing and they weren't.
Yeah. And there were 4,000 searchers and canines and people searching in a 4.5 mile radius around your home. And it was all a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
That might get factored in during your sentencing phase.
That's what I would think too.
Good to know.
Also, I had another thought and what was it? I had another thought. I'm sure I'll just pause when.
Sure.
Around here in the community, they started Evelyn's Arm.
No, there's no bow today. Oh, I know what my thought was.
Based on your own personal
I believe, if I
observation.
remember correctly, this is one of this police officer in particular got pretty emotional about all this.
I think you're right.
Yes.
What did the impact on the community look like to you?
Very emotional, just like my staff. I mean, everything you see, people wanted to find this baby, and that was the number one goal. And, whatever it may take, whatever it may need, whatever resource may need to be utilized, everybody was willing and able to put in their time, effort, and energy to locate baby Evelyn. And, just like my staff, I mean, the emotional toll on them, the lack of sleep, but they never did get fatigued. They tried to send some home, and they said, no, I'm not going home. I'm going to work on this case until we find the baby.
Can't imagine how hard that job is.
No other questions?
I forgot Megan wore bows, didn't she?
Well, yeah.
I forgot about
for
that.
a second.
I just forgot about
Real
that.
Me Too reminded us that she doesn't have a bow in today.
Yeah.
And Real Me Too, I know you're driving, so I'm going to describe it for you. Her hair looks just as bad as it's looked, in the back, like where doesn't look like she's brushed it at all in the back. Just describing that for you.
Same judge.
Same judge, orange laptop. And it looks like Megan's attorney may have lost some weight.
Oh, we saw this guy before. Who was he? Was he TBI?
I think he's the TBI guy.
Yeah, he was in the trial.
Yeah, Tybay says she never looks clean or groomed.
And Lieutenant Price, you very familiar with the investigation involving the disappearance and death of Evelyn.
Oh, he's with the sheriff's department.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
What was your role? in the
She looks exhausted. No makeup.
This case was assigned to me as the lead investigator with the sheriff's office. So I was the lead investigator.
And some blonde girl. I don't remember.
The sheriff is.
So he was the
testified
lead
to you
investigator.
working in numerous agencies in the investigation, including TBI. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
David Gratz and Tom, also two of you
Worked it.
worked extensively with them. Is that
Yes.
correct? You familiar with the evidence that was collected in the case, the discovery of the body of the victim, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
Lieutenant Price, I'm going to hand you some photographs. I'm just going to do this one at a time so for sake.
Oh, yes. I remember this fella.
Mm-hmm.
He was emotional, too.
Mm-hmm.
Identify what's shown in that photo.
Yes, this is a photograph of looking inside the playhouse at the trash can where Evan was located.
And is that a true and accurate depiction of
Yes.
that scene? Judge, we would make that exhibit number 1 for this hearing, 2, I'm sorry. And I don't know if it's helpful, but that is what the trial was introduced as exhibit number 15.
Yes, that's right. Taibe says, I remember him holding up the foil and the other items with
Yes.
the decomp. Yeah.
Traumatic what these guys have to do.
And that was, I had to get out of here for that. Remember, I couldn't handle that.
I did not remember that.
Yeah. But I remember him. I remember stepping away. Al, I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Pause for a second. Al says, is it true in prison they have different color suits for different crimes? I think that I have heard that as well, but I've never actually researched it. So maybe
It's a
I'll look
good
into that for
question.
you. It's a great question. Yep.
I don't know. I'm
And-
sure there's a. Yeah.
I'll look it up while
Probably.
we're sitting here. And yes, Grandma Chachi, I agree. Megan and Leilani Simon make me sick. They remind me of each other. Evil. Yeah, that's kind of what I had said before in our last stream. Is I was fascinated with her lying, and I was
Mhm.
fascinated with the fact that the people that lie, and even all the way up to this Jaden Spicer case, they all say similar, or well, a lot of times, I shouldn't say all, but a lot of times they use similar language. It's fascinating to me. Like terms and everything are very much the same.
Yeah, that's why you got onto this case in the first place.
Yeah.
You started.
Because I
hearing her
couldn't
statements.
believe the brazenness of the lies that came out of her mouth.
Yeah, and she had that little smile the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just.
Just like had that duper's delight or something. Yes.
Yeah.
And Realme 2 says, yes, that's true. So does Angel Wings. Yeah. Neuro says it's like a script. And Uber says that's because they all have the same mental health issues. But it's just like the verbiage. And they're all like very supportive of how great a job that the police are doing. And I always think they're excited about the job the police are doing because they're not getting caught.
Huh. That's
What?
interesting. Hopeflo says she looked it up and said, I Googled colors and red means high risk and it goes down from there.
Oh, thank you, Hope.
Hmm.
Nice to see you. Thanks for doing
So
that.
What, I wonder what stripes means.
No,
So-
stripes. I think the different colored stripes, right?
Well, hers are like the
Her
standard looking. She's
on the back it says Sullivan. So she's still in the cell. I thought she
Yeah.
was moved to the penitentiary, but I guess not.
right, because she's not officially sentenced yet, I guess.
Right.
At the trash can after the one of the bags had been moved off the top.
Is there anything of significance that you see as you look at the trash can itself?
Yes, it appears that the items inside the trash can have been compressed.
Judge, we would make that.
Yeah, they made him do all this before.
Making him relive it.
I know. I guess they just want to remind everybody the horror.
The
of what
word
this woman did.
compressed is just awful.
Yeah. They
Because
just,
you all know what that means, right?
I'd say they're doing this so that just to remind the judge, right?
Yes, Rob. Rob's saying, is this the case where no defense witness was called? Just
Yes.
wondering what
This is a
that might
picture
do an
of
appeal effort.
inside
I don't
the
know.
trash
It's a good
can
question.
With the blanket removed where you can see baby Evelyn's leg.
Is that the first shot?
I can't believe we're doing this again.
Yes,
Discovery of the body.
it is correct.
I mean, it's almost identical.
Judge, we
Mhm.
make that before this hearing.
Well, maybe it's just kind of a reminder of how horrific it was. And Hope, pause for a second. Hope's got this for you. On the screen, Hope says red, orange, high risk for transport, blue, general population, khaki, work crews, green, DISP custody.
Disposition.
And then white is kitchen and brown is trustees.
Interesting.
That is
I
fascinating.
did not know that. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
suppose she knows she's never getting out.
Yeah.
She's probably just kind of halfway hoping for a Hail Mary, but she's got to know.
That was inside the trash can where baby Evelyn was located, and also the child is with the aluminum foil and the blanket is laying beside the trash bag.
So the body has been removed from the trash.
Correct. The body's been removed from the trash bag. It's in the trash bag with trash in it. Baby Evelyn was laying there wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil wrapped around her.
Judge, we would move to make that exhibit 5 for this hearing. Do you recognize what is shown in the photographs that's been handed to you?
Yes, I do.
What is that? Picture of it.
This is the body of baby Evelyn after she was removed from the trash can, placed inside of a body bag. She's lying there with blankets wrapped around her and aluminum foil wrapped around where her head area was.
Well, she's actually showing some emotion.
Exhibit 6 to this hearing.
Showing emotion for herself. I'm taking the role of Aunt E. Sorry. Oh, you better mute us. The tup-tups are barking.
You recognize the photo that's just been handed to you.
Yes, I do.
What is shown in that photo?
And this is baby Evelyn laying in, still wrapped in blankets laying on a body bag, with her arm exposed, showing the onesie that she was wearing.
Is that photo, that one of the photos that's taken at the time the body was recovered?
It is correct.
Judge, we would move to make that exhibit 7 for this hearing. Lieutenant Fox, do you recognize what's shown in that photo?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
This is baby Evelyn after the blankets and aluminum foil have been removed from her body. It shows the position of her head and how she was laying when the blanket was removed.
Judge, we move to make that exhibit 8 for this hearing. And finally, Lieutenant Price, can you you one more photo and asking you to identify that photograph, please.
Yes, I can. This is a picture of Evelyn, one of the last known pictures. We know that when she was alive.
Judge, we could make that exhibit number 9 for this hearing.
Those pictures too, the way they're kind of she can see those, I'm sure. Uber, I might have missed what you were talking about. Read what?
Mr. Scott has the
I might have missed it in the chat. Blackmail.
That's all the evidence.
It might work. Angel Wing says she figures if she wipes her pretend tears, she'll get a lighter sentence. Is she taking the stand? Ooh. Because she didn't go up at all during her trial. Wow.
I would just like to say that the state of Tennessee treated me very unfair during this whole investigation. And had I had a fair trial and an impartial jury, I would have been acquitted of the murder charges. I would have never hurt my baby, and I did not kill Evelyn.
Liar. I'm sorry. Can you rewind that? I missed it. I saw it was happening and I ran back in.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I had to take the dogs out.
All right. Yeah, that's worth seeing again anyway. I had no idea this was going to happen. She still acts like a child.
She does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She acts
She
the
is
same.
a child.
She acts the same.
I would just like to say that the state of Tennessee treated me very unfair during this whole investigation. And had I had a fair trial and an impartial jury, I would have been acquitted of the murder charges. I would have never hurt my baby, and I did not kill Evelyn.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Where is Aunt E? She would be mad. Oh, mad. Oh my goodness. And Sharon Marla, thank you for gifting 10 memberships, love. That was so kind of you. If you got a gift and membership from Sharon Marlowe, please tell her thank you. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Intent in regards to
All right, so I just want
Oh
a couple
my
of comments
gosh.
here, since that's crazy.
You
Ty Lux
guys.
says still lying and no tears. Uber says absolutely disgusting. Smiling, really you? Unbelievable from Angel Wings. Narcissist.
Sharon says Aunt E would be beat red.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I attempted to
Tina,
call her.
No remorse. Crystal says liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, perfectly imperfect boy. Mom says what happened? I'm driving and can't see.
Oh,
So
rewind it. Do it again.
do it again.
I'm sure everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. The whole trial, she didn't go up there. So if you are driving and can't see, I know a lot of people do listen that way. I do the same thing.
I'm pretty sure Auntie's listening.
She's all shackled up and took the stand. So, and she's kind of like,
she's in her stripes.
It's the same way she did her interviews, that kind of little smile.
Can you zoom in?
And
with it? Can you scroll in? I think you can. I want to see your face up close.
I don't think I can.
I'm pretty sure you can.
No, I can't.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Nope. I mean, it's not letting me do it. So we'll play this again.
I would just like to say that the state of Tennessee treated me very unfair during this whole investigation. And had I had a fair trial and an impartial jury, I would have been acquitted of the murder charges. I would have never hurt my baby, and I did not kill Evelyn.
And Actually, I don't believe MS. I don't think her attorney was free. I think this is a hired attorney. Or maybe I'm wrong. I thought this was a hired attorney.
I don't know.
I really don't know the
Yeah.
answer to that.
Smirk. That smirk.
Right,
It's the
it's
same
very
little
common
smirk
notice
with
of,
blessings, isn't it?
Intent in regards to enhancing factors that we believe apply, as well as a notice of intent to seek consecutive sentencing, which is what we are asking the court to do. And we believe, based
Okay, pause.
upon the seriousness of the offense.
Little Shirley says, "What does she mean treated unfair?"
Yeah. How? I mean, she literally put up no defense.
Al Henry says, "Terrible." They don't tell their clients how to act. Well, she definitely needed somebody to tell her. Just My Girl says, let her.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Rumi
Go
2
ahead.
says she just hurt herself by doing that. I don't think it could have helped.
And what did Just My Girl say? Let her keep believing that if she gets parole, she'll never get out with those thoughts. Right? She had a fair trial, and the defense chose not to call witnesses. Exactly,
Right.
Wendy. That is exactly Wendy.
Because she could have taken the stand, because she never they never provided.
Uber made me laugh.
She was arrested. So unfair.
And then Deanna made me laugh too. She lied like a rug.
Yeah. I mean, just see if she had a alternate story, she never provided it during the trial.
Right.
Like if you compare this to Drummond,
Oh,
Drummond
you,
is going to
Rob.
provide a counter argument. This is what happened. This is why it's not me, or this is why I'm set up, whatever. They didn't do that. They just let it be like,
yep.
They took a strategy that was stupid.
Rob reminded me. That's right. It's crazy that once I hit 50, I start to forget stuff. And Rob's right. Her first lawyer is her lawyer's court. Sorry, can you help me?
Her lawyer is court appointed. Her first lawyer withdrew.
That's right. I forgot all about that, but you're absolutely right.
Nana Barb says, does she not understand how serious this is? And Al Henry says, criminals in their own minds think they are all treated unfairly, that they have done nothing wrong. Seared minds.
And Neuro says she will never learn. No rehab will help her. And Tai Bay Luck says the belligerence and audacity. Absolutely. It's just insane. Okay, sorry. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that wasn't convincing at all. Like,
I mean, all you have to do is have watched her interrogations, her interviews to know that she can lie, and she couldn't even get it out of her mouth. That
I crinkled my lip.
Judy, emotionally like a 12-year-old junior high girl.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, she was young when this all happened, but what is she, 27 or something now? You could almost, the childlike lying that she was doing back in 2020. I kind of thought she would have matured after 5 years in jail, but she hasn't at all.
And Real Me Too says she would have been better off saying she did it and she was sorry.
Probably. Yeah, probably right.
And Rosebud says, I believe her like I believe Bill Clinton. That's funny.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Yeah, who was treated unfairly in this? Oh, I think maybe it was Evelyn.
No.
Evelyn.
How was she treated unfairly? She had a trial. She put up no defense. That's just ridiculous. And she lied to the investigators multiple times. Not even like debatable, because she literally changed her own story.
Oh.
And contradicted herself multiple times. How's that unfair?
And Diane says the only unfair thing is that she abused her sweet baby and wrapped her up and shoved her in a trash can and then lied. I'm with you. Okay.
And one of the things we had said going into that trial was,
I wish Eddie was here. She'd be so mad.
Is she listening?
I texted her, but she didn't respond. She's driving to the doctor, guys.
But she could have, because we're going into the trial, we were like, we really don't know what her defense was going to be.
Right.
It was possible she knew what happened, but didn't personally do it herself.
Correct.
Because we were like, what about this Hunter guy?
We were worried about Hunter, right?
but she put up no alternate story. So she kind of just, I don't know. It's too late.
JDR
Too
says,
late for
I
all that.
believe her like I believe Barry Morphew.
Because if you're not the one that actually put the baby in the trash can, you come up on the stand and you said, look, I didn't do this. It's this person.
Right.
I knew about it. I made a mistake. I should have reported it. I tried to cover it up, whatever.
Right.
Fall on the mercy of the court. But it wasn't me. It was this person. You provide some.
Cat right. I agree with you. What is going on with these young mothers not asking for help or seeking help? I don't understand it.
And she had a ton of support. Megan did. She had a bunch of friends that would have taken that little girl.
And I have a whole thing about and people aren't going to agree with me because here we are sitting on the internet. But one of my things is that iPhones, cellular phones that take video and you can be on the internet expressing your thoughts and feelings to millions within minutes has turned this society into a very much a me society. It's all about me. It's not about my effect on others. It matters how I feel. It doesn't. Sure. I have no courtesy towards others. I have no thoughts or compassion towards others. I only think about me. And I think that social media and the phones and all that thing have a lot to do with it. I really do.
I think that's a decent argument to make. Rosebud's figured it out. Was unfair. Nobody gave her a brush through the whole trial. That was so unfair. If she had been able to present herself in a more comely way, she might have gotten off.
Also, Serenity. Hi, Serenity. Not thank you for the super chat. Not taking any responsibility will not look good to the judge. I don't think so. I hope this judge just
she could have gone up there and shown some remorse about something, and been like, look, I realize I have learned a lot through these last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to exactly admit guilt.
Right.
And still admit that you didn't do everything the right way and that you've learned a lot and matured. And you are hoping for a second chance in life, that kind of thing. But don't go up there and just act like you're unfair.
No fair.
Yeah.
Rob says, I think her grandpa was the first who reported her missing, wasn't he? Or am I getting the cases mixed up? No, you are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. Okay, let's get back to it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, who knew we were going to see that?
I'm excited.
Well, the fact that Miss Boswell is a dangerous offender whose behavior indicates little, no regard for human life. She had no hesitation about committing a crime in which the risk of human life was high. But this court should run those sentences consecutive to each other. And I want to touch briefly on the enhancement factors, and primarily the one that I think just screams out in this case, which is the violation of trust. Truly, I think the facts that were involved in this case, and the court, of course, consider everything that was presented and that came in the trial, as well as the photographs that have been introduced to the sentencing hearing, which again, those were all part of the trial evidence as well. But the trust that Miss Boswell betrayed upon her daughter was just so callous. She chose herself repeatedly, time and time again, over her child. All deaths are horrible, but for a small child to die in the way that Evelyn died just shows such extreme callousness. And those photographs show you. I mean, she was discarded like a piece of common garbage.
That's exactly right.
Detective Lieutenant Price testified to, it looks like the body has been compressed, pushed down in the trash can, so we can fit more trash, more garbage on top of a child. But probably the most hurtful and severe part of this whole and painful part of this is the fact that all that occurred at the hands of the one person that she should have been able to rely upon and trust to protect her own mother.
Exactly.
Megan didn't do that. Megan repeatedly chose Megan. Megan chose her life.
Mm-hmm.
Megan chose living in a big house out by the lake. Megan chose going to the movies. She chose going to Blowing Rock, going to Gatlinburg, again and again and again.
If you weren't here for the trial, basically what the prosecution had laid out was that she essentially chose a life with a new boyfriend over her
Right.
daughter, and
And he's kind of repeating that.
yeah.
Her own daughter.
Right. Tybee. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Megan is still choosing Megan. That's the only reason she's upset. It's because she's caught.
The defendant was a dangerous offender and applied consecutive sentencing. There are two things that the case law has said the court has to find. One is that it relates to the severity of the crime. And I can think of nothing that would be any easier than to relate consecutive sentencing to the facts of this case and what Ms. Boswell did. I mean, not only did she murder her own child and then go about her own life, but then once law enforcement was finally brought into the case, not because of her, not because she did anything, but because it finally got reported by her dad. Well, then she manipulates law enforcement, it manipulates the community by continuing to lie over and over and over again, causing extraordinary resources to have to be involved for weeks, trying to find this child in the hopes that she's alive. And then even after that, even after she finally coughs up the fact that her child is dead, she continues to lie about not knowing where she is. When all along, she's sitting there stuffed upside down in a trash can in her childhood playhouse. So I think it's very easy.
I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
The severity of this
We
crime.
could use some of that in Sumner County.
Suffocating her.
And there was weird symbolism with the trash can and
And
the
the-
playhouse too, right?
I agree. Shirley says that she's been sentenced to life for the unaliving. No, that was just a recommendation by the jury. This is the actual sentencing.
Yeah, the judge has a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
I think it's life with parole is the recommendation.
Is that what it was?
Or is it-
with no parole?
No,
Well,
I think the
I can't
recommendation was with
remember.
parole.
Okay.
Because 69 is when she would get it.
Right.
Her own child, putting her in a trash can, and then repeatedly lying about it to cover it up, relates to the severity of the crime. The second finding this court has to make is that it was necessary that consecutive sentencing was necessary to protect the public from further crimes, and provided the court, as well as Mr. Scott, with the case of State Taylor, which was a case in which a small child had been beaten to death. And then the mother basically delayed in calling 911, which eventually resulted in the child dying because she didn't receive any medical attention. And the court in that case found that the dangerous offender classification was satisfied because the defendant had
Yes, it was a
demonstrated
life sentence with chance after
extreme
51
health
years.
towards the health and welfare of the victim, that the results were fatal. Well, Judge, I really, it does not get any more callous than what the defendant did in this case. You know, she turned her back, she turned her life, she turned her trust away from her own child. Evelyn got in the way of the life Megan Boswell wanted to live, and so she eliminated that thought. It truly does not get any more callous than that. So the state would submit that both those factors are met, and that the court should impose consecutive sentencing. I've already touched on the element as far as trusting and involved, and enhancing factor. And then sitting here listening to Ms. Boswell's rather brief allocution, I think it's also right for the court to consider the fact that she sits here today in this courtroom, still having absolutely no remorse and taking no responsibility for the death of her child. Once again,
Exactly.
make all of us victims in the case. Make herself a victim. She's sheriff's office, I guess, should be issuing an apology to her. She's been unfairly treated during this whole process.
Right.
You go, dude. I want him to move to Sumner County.
Miss Boswell was not treated unfairly. Her child was treated unfairly. Her 15-month-old child never had a chance because of the one person who should have protected her. For that reason, the state is asking you to maximize her sentence in the remaining counts that she has to be sentenced on.
I like he did that on the fly too, because he didn't have that prepared. He didn't know she was even going to go up.
What can we do to woo him to come here?
Yeah.
I like this guy. Wendy said something I wanted to kind of clear up real quick. No, okay. Shirley, we watched the trial. I think you were with us. She said in February, a jury found Boswell guilty of murdering her daughter, Evelyn Boswell, and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She wasn't sentenced. That was a recommendation from the jury.
Yes, the judge has the final say. I mean, they that was the sentencing, but the judge has discretion on
carrying out that sentence.
Yeah, and how he
does it.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
And so that's kind of what they're arguing right now. Is
I mean, that was the sentence.
That was the recommendation of the jury. It was not this is the sentencing.
Well, I'm not positive about that. I think the judge has discretion.
The judge does have discretion. That's why it was the jury recommendation. The jury came back with their recommendation.
Are you finding this?
No, we were there.
I know, but I'm just wanting to be sure.
The jury came back with their recommendation, and then they set the sentencing. It was supposed to be in June, and then they somehow got the sentencing delayed until now.
Yeah.
But also, Wendy said, LOL, helicopter mom, mothers who protected their children from everything, including consequences for bad behavior. And Uber was kind of confused. He's never heard that term because he's in the UK. But it's kind of like helicopter mom is somebody who won't let their kids experience life and kind of handle everything for them. That's what people mean by helicopter mom. So, yeah, Angel Wings is with me. Always.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at an article from the time. So no, this says on all three of Boswell's first degree murder convictions, the jury decided on a sentence of life in prison with the possibility of parole. The verdict means Boswell will serve 51 years before she is eligible for parole. Sentencing for Boswell on her other charges will be decided on a hearing on May 22nd at 1:30 p.m., which got pushed back to today. At the hearing, the court will discuss the merging of some charges and the way in which her sentence is carried out. So that's what we're hearing today. So she's got the 51 years with the possibility of parole.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens today will determine if she will essentially, in effect, she will either get life or have a chance at parole. Because if they stack all these other charges consecutively, she'll never get out.
Right. Okay. Auntie says I'm correct. Thank you, Auntie.
I'm just going by this article here.
Again, I'm not trusting articles today.
Yeah, I know. This is
I'm also not trusting Court TV or a lot of people.
That was my understanding back when that happened, but this article is also saying differently. So I don't know.
Let's just listen. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We would ask that they maybe run consecutive.
Yeah, he's asking that they would run consecutive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, I guess I'll try to address this in somewhat markedly, maybe in a backwards fashion. Ms. Boswell had no prior criminal history when this case started, when the investigation started. At some point, she was convicted of reckless driving, being misdemeanor in Washington County, I think in February of 2020. That's the only criminal history she comes to this court. She's been in jail since she was 18 years old. She will be in jail if this court were to sentence her at the low end of everything, not run consecutive. She'll be in jail because she's 69 years old. The court then has to determine, is she, at that point, is she going to be a threat to society? Society needs to be protected from 69-year-old Megan Boswell. The court should, I guess first the court has to consider the length of the sentence. She's arranged one offender as to each count. The court should impose I think the sentence is, short of a sentence is as necessary for the discretion to achieve the purposes of sentencing.
He's not doing a good job at all.
She's serving a life sentence. She will be eligible for parole at 69 years old. So how much more do you need? Essentially, the state asks you to sentence her to life without parole. That's what they want. And we have addressed that issue already in a manner of speaking. I guess practice law 25 years, not the only jury sentencing I've ever done. But the jury had the opportunity, after hearing all these facts, to consider whether to sentence her to life without parole or life with parole. They sentenced her to life with parole. And I know you're not bound by that on these other counts, but I think in fairness and deference to that jury, we have to give some respect to what determination they made. And they were aware of all the other charges. Obviously, they heard the guilt phase and those were convicted. So I think that is important to consider. She's eligible for probation on all the other charges. The court has to make a determination whether or not those sentences should be suspended or served. The court has to make a determination whether, if they are served, how they're served, consecutive or concurrent.
Yeah, guys, I'm having a hard time hearing him too. I'm just kind of trying to read what's on the screen.
Dangerous offender who society has to be protected from. I think the case law is quite clear.
His best argument he's made has basically been that the jury recommended that she get parole after 51 years, and he's suggesting that the judge should respect that decision,
Okay.
even if he doesn't have to. That's probably
Okay.
the strongest argument he's got.
Not every person convicted of
No, he's also going with, after 51 years, isn't that enough? But he probably shouldn't have asked that question, because in most people's heads, they go, well, maybe not. for
No,
what
it's
you
not.
did. Yeah.
And Real Me Too is back, and she says, I think Megan pissed off the judge by not taking accountability, and I bet he will address her. And Auntie is at the doctor. She's not, it's not like it's to do with her foot. So just, she's okay, everybody. And she is listening. And I don't know, maybe we can get her to give us some faces and stuff, because it would have been great to have her here to watch what Megan had to say.
I can't believe she went up there like
I
that.
can't believe it.
And that's what she said. What good did she think that was?
I'm just excited that we're here sharing it with you guys. I really am.
Here's our strategy.
Mhm.
We're going to go up there and blame police and TBI for not treating
their
you
fault.
fairly.
It's all their fault.
That'll help in the sentencing phase. Good night.
first degree murder and another felony is going to fall into that category.
Hi, Paige Turner.
Normally, in a lot of the cases you see multiple victims, multiple acts. Here, all those things kind of go together. And I guess the other thing we have to talk about is what counts merge together in a sentence. I would suggest, of course, that the murder counts merge together for one count. and child neglect counts should merge. And all of the following false reports should merge. Because I sent a case to you yesterday.
Yeah, so he's going to provide a case with a similar sentence to what he hopes Megan
State
gets.
versus Smith, 436 Southwest 3rd, 751. This is report cited at 2014.
Uber says we're all to blame. I feel so guilty.
It's mostly my fault.
Basically a continuation of the other interview. And based on the rule of leniency, the court found that even though in that case, interviews were made over multiple days with different officers, just in this case, they had to merge. And that's what I think should happen here, is all those counts should merge.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a sidebar. I'm kind of disappointed.
I guess finally, I want to address what Ms. Harper said about Ms. Boswell's comments. I think a lot of defendants would probably feel that way. But I think she's entitled to maintain her defense. She doesn't have to come in here for purposes of sentencing and somehow take responsibility. The law doesn't require that. That's not one of the factors considered for consecutive sentencing. That's not one of the factors considered for convicted sentence. The defendant has a right to maintain their innocence. And to hold that against them and somehow sentence them to more jail time because they don't come in here and say, I did it.
You guys are cracking me up.
I would suggest report that the appropriate sentence here should be brought in the range. The sentences should
Are you reading chat?
No, I'm trying to read. I'm trying to hear what he's
Chat's cracking me up. Okay, so Aunt E says it's a Hail Mary and she failed miserably. Angel Wing says, is he done yet? With a bunch of face palm. Ty Bay says he's so mumble mouth.
It's almost like he can't even believe what he's saying.
And then
Right?
Ty Bay's like blah blah blah. We used to say that about our kids.
Yeah, this is not his best. This is not his best work.
And Crystal Pistol says, no, done. Merge according to other cases. This case is not the same. Exactly. And Paige says that we need to behave. And Aunt E says that nothing to sidebar about.
No.
But we just want to play sidebar because it's embarrassing to you.
Look at that judge. He's not buying this at all.
He's irritated too.
I think he's done. I think he already knows what he's doing. That's what it looks
Oh,
like.
Real Me Too wanted to go, but she was sick. Well, again, that's our court correspondent, the Real Me Too. Shauna Butterfly says she should have been. Uh-oh, my cough's coming. Can you see it? She should have given some type of truth to why she didn't do this to her daughter. This
Yeah.
is why I don't trust people that have a drug problem. Good. True. Sorry. Everybody's just kind of chiming in. So
Yeah.
go ahead and keep playing.
And ultimately, she should be left with a chance of parole when she's 69 years old. However, that is structured.
Rob says, I don't think the judge takes too kindly to when being accused of being an unfair trial. That's a
Right.
good point.
Right.
We're being recessed for 15 minutes.
Ah,
Would that be considered a sidebar?
not really. But you can play it just to show what it was if you want.
Okay. For those of you, okay, go ahead and you might be able to skip ahead because we've stopped several
I
times.
will. But go ahead and play your thing and then we'll get caught up.
Okay, guys, for those of you who weren't here for the trial, we used to do this thing every time that they would go. They went to that particular attorney would call
Sidebars constantly.
a sidebar constantly. And so it got to a point to where we made our own video to play during the sidebar. Now, for those of you who have it turned up really loud, you may want to turn it down just a little bit because the sidebar is a little loud. So I might be able to turn it down. Let me see if I can. I don't know. Okay, here we go.
what the video was. I'd completely forgotten the video.
Yeah, that was our sidebar video, and so
That was
um,
Auntie.
that was
yelling,
Auntie.
Stop at one of the
Auntie was
dogs or something.
Auntie was during this trial. In the middle of it one day, Auntie just started screaming out, "Stop!" And we didn't know what was going on, but the cat had jumped up and was knocking something off. She was cat sitting, so we love the sidebar.
All right, they are coming back already.
Okay. Okay, turn it back up, guys. Yes, Bliss is like Seth's side eye is my favorite.
I totally
Yeah,
forgot.
Crystal too. I wonder if Megan felt like that break was unfair.
Oh, that's a side.
Oh, it is a sidebar. Oh, here we go. Ty Bays with it. Sidebar.
I don't think she thinks there's any chance she's getting this. I think she knows it's done, right? Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. No, I think she's delusional enough to think that something else. No, I think. Mm-mm.
Like she went back there saying, I think my unfair comment, that'll sway him.
I don't know.
I'm going to skip ahead.
Yes.
Look, he was taking a little swig out of a flask there for a second, but I think it was a water bottle.
Back on track with Kat says, I have missed this sidebar bit, and Seth's glare. And Tina D says she's not very bright.
No.
Oh, Deanna says I'm going to be on that beach at the end of December.
Oh,
65th
good.
birthday. Happy birthday and happy birthday.
Determining the appropriate sentence.
Oh, Mohawk Mom, hi. Nice to
These
see you.
offenses. The court has considered the evidence presented at the trial at this sentencing hearing. Pre-sentence report filed April 4th, 2025, more than 10 days ago. The principles of sentencing and arguments made as sentencing alternatives, the nature and characteristics of the criminal conduct involved, the evidence and information offered by the parties on mitigating and enhancing factors, any statistical information provided by the administrative officer of the courts as to sentencing practices for similar offenses in Tennessee, located at www.tncourts.gov, and any statement the defendant has made on her own behalf about sentencing and the defendant's potential for rehabilitation or treatment. I'm not sure if it was agreed, but the defendant's a range 1 standard offender under Tennessee felony classification laws. And what that means, the aggravated
Oh, yeah.
aggravated child abuse and neglect charges are Class A felonies, and as a range 1 offender, those would carry somewhere between 15 and 25 years. The tampering with evidence is a Class C felony. The range would be between 3 and 6 years. False reports are Class D felonies, with the range 1 being 2 to 4 years. The abuse of corpse is a Class E felony, and failure to report death under suspicious, unusual, and unnatural circumstances, also a Class E felony. Those Class E felonies for range 1 would be a range of 1 to 2 years. In determining where the appropriate sentence should be within that range, while not mandatory any longer, the enhancement factors and the mitigating factors are advisory for the court. The state has urged in its filing
Yeah, that's really sad. That's really sad.
Yeah, Grandpa didn't show up for impact statement.
That's
state's urged number 3, enhancing factor 3, that the offense involves more than one victim. I think for purposes of this case and all the proof that I heard, I can understand how that argument could be made, but I'm not going to. Enhancing factor number 3 applies.
I'm sorry, what did he say?
He's not considering multiple victims as an enhancing factor. Because there's enhancement factors on the sentencing. He's looking at it like this: Evelyn's the only victim. I think they were trying to make the argument that the community, the investigators that were lied to, people, but he's not considering.
Well,
that.
I don't like that because it doesn't just affect one person. Sorry. I mean, think about those poor detectives who had to find her. Think about all the people who've had to analyze it and look at it. And sorry, go on.
I know. I'm just telling you, that's his interpretation.
Enhancing factor number 4 is urged by the state. A victim of the offense was particularly vulnerable because of age, physical or mental disability.
Oh, and Deanna, thank you for 8 months. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Thank you for supporting us for 8 months. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Deanna. Much appreciated.
I think that will apply. Testimony was that baby Evelyn was, everybody keeps saying 15 months old. I think she was 15 months old when she was found. My recollection of proof was that she was approximately 13 months old when she went missing.
Do we even know who Evelyn's father is, though?
Is that wrong?
We never found out who her real father is.
Age of death was 15 months old.
At death?
At death.
Okay. So she was 15 months old.
Hope Floats has been a member for 11 months. And she says a whole baby now, 2 months old. That is so cute. Thank you, Hope. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Hope.
It was 13 months old at death. It was 15 months old. They assumed when she was reported. When they didn't know she was alive or dead.
Oh. So they determined that she was 13 months at
That's
death.
what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that came out before.
They didn't really. I don't think they exactly said it like that. They just said they gave a timeline up to when she was kind of. It looked like sometime in December is when it happened.
And we still don't know who who Evelyn's father is. They never told us.
No.
So
at the time of her death, she was somewhere between 13 and 15.
Yes.
The state has, the court accepts enhancing factor number 4. Number 5 is urged by the state. The defendant treated or allowed a victim to be treated with exceptional cruelty during the commission of the offense. I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here all day and regurgitate the facts from the 11-day trial.
was it 11
But
days?
thinking back on the proof that I heard, there can be no more cruel act than to stuff a 13 to 15-month-old baby wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil head first into the trash can. Especially when that 13 to 15-month-old baby is your baby. So the court accepts number 5. Number 6,
be a hint of what's
the
coming.
personal injuries inflicted upon or amount of damage to the property was particularly great. The court accepts number 6. There's no greater injury that you can inflict on another human being than death. Enhancing factor 10 was in the filing. Defendant had no hesitation about committing a crime when the risk of human life was high. The court accepts number 10.
Okay, pause for 1 second. Angel Wings member for 6 months says we completed the whole trial together. We did.
We did, yes.
That's and we were so happy to do that with you guys. That, I mean, seriously, he was saying this earlier that we really did have a lot of fun. I mean, we trusted you guys when we had to go pick our kids up from school. We just leave it running.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
And Romy too says the judge isn't playing. I don't think he is
No.
either. And Shauna Butterfly Kisses says, I thought the dad was in the military. Remember, it came out in the trial that he was not the father. He thought he was the father. It turns out he wasn't.
We don't know. Probably will never know.
Yes.
And then 14, the defendant abused a position of private trust. And again, the relationship between mother and child, there can be no greater private trust on this earth than that. The court accepts number 14.
Yeah, he's irritated.
He's done with her.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the enhancing factors that were urged, all the ones that the court, after having looked through them, believes applies. Next, I have to consider mitigating factors in determining the appropriate length of sentence. And again, I'm not going to read, there's 12 statutory mitigators under 40, 35, 113. I'm not going to read all of these in. The defense didn't put any arguments forward as to any mitigating factors that should apply. The court, though, is required on its own, after having read the pre-sentence report, heard the proof, to apply any factors I think are applicable. So there's at least one that could be applicable, and I'm going to talk about it for a moment. If the defendant, because of youth or old age, lacks substantial judgment in committing the offense, proof is that she was 18 when the killing occurred. But I also have to look at, so there's no question that she was a young adult. But I also have to look at all the other proof and circumstances surrounding the case. And it became very clear to the court upon hearing the evidence that the defendant, in her mind, saw a chance to lead a different life than what she thought she was going to be leading. And quite frankly, circumstantially, from all the proof, baby Evelyn was a stumbling block to leading that life. So she made the decision to remove that stumbling block. And because that's the tenor of the proof that this court heard, I reject mitigating factor number 6. She exercised judgment. It wasn't good judgment, but she exercised judgment in doing the things that she did. So of the 12 statutory mitigators, the court doesn't find that any are applicable to this case. And the 13th is any other factor consistent with the purposes of the chapter. And courts regularly, if a person comes to the court without a substantial criminal history, courts regularly include that as factor number 13. If a person comes before the court and they've had a long, productive work history, then that factor's that factors into 13. If they've had military service, those are the kinds of things that factor into 13. In this case, Ms. Boswell, she did not have a long work history. In fact, the pre-sentence report said, she stated that she'd only ever had one job in her life, and that was at the chicken shack where she was working right around the time of this killing. I am going to give her credit for not having, even though she was only 18, I'm going to give her credit for not having a substantial criminal history, either as an adult or a juvenile. So, the court weighs all the facts that I've heard during the trial, all of the testimony that we've heard at this sentencing hearing. When the court weighs the enhancing factors and the mitigating factors, that's how I arrive at or not a verdict, but a sentence. I do want to talk, I want to talk about each of these counts individually with regard to the enhancing factors. Because if an enhancing factor is part and parcel of a charge, then it can't be used as an enhancing factor. So for count 4, aggravated child abuse, the state has to prove that the defendant knowingly, by other than accidental means, treated a child under 8 years of age in such a manner as to inflict serious bodily injury. The court is of the opinion that number 4 still applies because of the tender age of the child.
No.
It's one thing to be a child under 8, when you're 6
I don't know.
years old or 7. It's quite another thing to be vulnerable because your age is still literally being counted in.
Okay, that we've talked about this
So
before.
Court
That
finds number 4 applies.
that stuff irritates me.
Number 5 is not an element.
What?
It applies.
Any-
Can you pause?
He's saying that the child was at a tender age that you're still counting in months. That it'd be different if it were 6 or 7 year old. How's it different?
No.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Why can you get a heavier sentence for a 6-year-old rather than a 7-year-old?
Yeah.
There ain't much difference, quite frankly. You
No.
know what I mean? I hate the cutoff. You
Yeah.
hurt a kid, you go down. That it doesn't matter.
Yeah. They have no way to protect themselves.
Yes. Sorry.
Death is not an element of
Makes me
aggravated
mad.
child abuse or aggravated child neglect. 10 and 14 apply. So the court finds that they all apply. The counts 4 and 5. So the court's of the opinion in that Class A felony that the enhancing factors and the aggravated nature of this case in general take that sentence from 15 to 25 years. And when the court weighs, quite frankly, each of these enhancing factors, with the exception, number 4 has low weight because of its similarity for those 2 counts.
Lock her up and throw away the
5,
key.
6,
I think that's what's coming.
10, and 14 have great weight. the court affords very little weight to the fact that Ms. Boswell, at 18 years of age, had no serious criminal history.
You don't have any criminal history till you do that first criminal act, right?
So the court's of the opinion, in counts 4 and 5, that the sentence should be 25 years.
So that puts her in for
It's a question of if it's going to
The
be.
court's also of the opinion, the count 5 merges into count 4. In the tampering with evidence, the court's of the opinion that all the enhancing factors should be afforded great weight. And the sentence should be 6 years. The mitigating factor, which is the court's been giving very little weight, would not bring it back down. Now, with the false report, the court's of the opinion that the enhancing factors would take that sentence from 2 up to 4 years.
I think she's looking at getting out at 104 years old as of right now.
And
If
again,
it
there being
stacks.
only the one consideration of the mitigator, it'll be 4 years. Under the case of State versus Smith, Tennessee Supreme Court, 436 Southwest 3rd, 751, handed down in 2014. Justice Holder, I believe, delivered the opinion of the court. And the opinion of the court was that due to the principle of lenity, not leniency,
Hey, Castle.
that a false report, because the legislature was ambiguous as to how they think that a false report should be punished, that the unit of prosecution isn't determined by the number of individual and distinct occurrences of false statement, but that the unit of prosecution is
She does
whether
look
a false
annoyed.
statement was given pursuant to a particular incident or offense. At least that's the way I read it. So it wasn't that it's a continuation of the interview. It's that the incident that is in the officer's concern is the disappearance. And the Supreme Court says, in that case, that even if you tell 16 false statements about the disappearance of that child on different days and to different people and different variations of the story,
Question.
Okay.
it's still one incident.
I have a question. So they're doing the sentencing. Does she have to pay restitution for all the money that she cost the county?
I don't know.
I was just curious. I just wondered if that was part of it. I don't remember us talking about it.
I don't know. For sending people on wild goose chases.
Wouldn't you think that? I mean, not
Possible.
that they don't have,
Yeah,
money.
they get the
It's
commissary
obvious.
stuff or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the taxpayers' money that paid for all this false reporting. And if there's no consequence for it, and we're seeing a lot of false reporting lately. Jaden Spicer, Emmanuel Haro, we're seeing that stuff. So if they have those kinds of consequences, the monetary consequences, I guess it would just depend on the state. The states probably all have different laws.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he'll address that today. I don't know.
Mhm.
I think he's going to lay into her.
I hope so.
It's the disappearance of the child. So count 7 through 17 all merge into one count. So they all merge. Counts 8 through 17 merge into count 7.
Well, that's a minor victory for her, I suppose.
I'm getting confused on the
Count
count.
19, courts of the opinion the enhancing factors take that sentence from 1 up to 2 years. So that'll be a 2-year sentence. In count 20, and again, I'm weighing the lack of mitigators. In count 20, that sentence will be 2 years as well, for the same reason. Now,
Just leaving us hanging here. I'm on the edge of my seat.
since I've already talked about merger, the courts of the opinion that counts 1, 2, and 3 would all merge into a single life sentence. So counts 2 and 3 merge into count 1. Now we'll talk about consecutive sentencing.
Here we go.
The state's filing, the state under 40, 35, 115 urged, and I think this might be a mistake, but urged number 2, that the defendant is an offender whose record of criminal activity is extensive.
And that's quick for me, just so clarify, it wasn't a mistake, but at the time it was filed, when we did have all the false report counts, a lot of false criminal history, obviously, since this one was for the person that doesn't exist anymore, so.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dreaming.
The court objection.
Yeah, Mohawk mom's not
The
happy.
court also
So all the lies that she told are getting merged into one charge.
Mhm.
answer to number 4 from the same statute, 40, 35, 115, that the defendant is a dangerous offender whose behavior indicates little to no regard for human life and no hesitation about committing a crime in which the risk to human life is high. Now that's what the factor says in the statute. But it's pointed out in State versus Taylor,
Yes, I have a cold, Castle. I've been sick for a couple weeks. That's part of the reason we put off live streaming.
2017 Westlaw 2179952, also case numbers M 2015-02142-CCA-R3-CD. It's an unpublished case, but the unpublished case references published opinions. And the most important one that it references is State versus Moore, that quotes from the main case is the Wilkerson case, 905 Southwest 2nd.
Thank you, Castle.
933, Tennessee Supreme Court from 1995. And the Supreme Court, in determining the appropriateness of 40, 35, 115, enhancing factor number 4, states that in addition to what's stated in the statute, that a court must also find that a sentence, consecutive sentencing, is necessary in order to protect the public from further misconduct by the defendant, and that the terms are reasonably related to the severity of the offense.
She may not get. He may not do it.
I know.
The way it.
Real
the way
Me
he's
Too
reading
says,
that.
"Are you bored, Megan? Because you sure don't look like you care or show no remorse."
No, there was definitely no remorse.
So from the facts of this case,
I'm a little nervous, guys.
and again, I'm not.
What do you guys think he's gonna do?
Everybody who sat through that trial knows the facts that came in.
Throw the book at her. Put her away forever.
The testimony during the trial was that child was suffocated.
Where's Our Lady? We need her.
Did you see the blonde lady look up at Megan just then?
Oh, yes, I
When you look at
did.
the pictures of how tightly this baby was wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil. And the mechanism of being
Her face was
stuffed into
mashed.
that trash can head first. There's no doubt in my mind that this defendant had absolutely no hesitation when she killed her daughter.
Oh boy.
And in hearing the proof during trial of how she continued to live her life, and from hearing the proof circumstantially as to why she might have done this deed, because this new boyfriend is the life that she wanted to grasp onto. It's like the state said, the house on the lake,
Mm-hmm.
a lifestyle that she wanted for herself.
Sounds
The
like
fact
me
that Evelyn's
talking.
just in the way.
Do it, Judge. You want to. You know you want to. Do it.
And looking at all the video that we saw during the trial, this court never once saw remorse, never once saw empathy out of the defendant.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So she is a dangerous offender. The circumstances surrounding the commission of this offense are absolutely aggravated. This baby couldn't care for herself. This baby had the only life this baby knew. The only way this baby could get through a day was through her mom.
That's right. That baby couldn't care for herself.
I think so, maybe.
Do it. I wish Aunt E was
And I
here.
understand that the way the parole system is set up when dealing with a life conviction is that she has to serve 51 years before she's even eligible for consideration for release. And Mr. Scott asked the question during his argument, which was the right question to ask. Is Megan Boswell at 69 years of age coming out of prison a risk to society? And the only conclusion that I can come to after hearing the proof in this case, seeing the evidence in this case, seeing how utterly unconcerned with the fact that she took the life of a 15-month-old child, her own child. The court has to answer that question, yes. That society does need to be protected from the evil that lurks in it. And then would the aggregate length of the sentence reasonably relate to the offense which she stands convicted? For the same reasons I just said, yes is the answer. So the court finds that all those sub-factors, if you will, are met. And I want to read a passage. And I think the state may have, but I highlighted this yesterday when I read the case. In State versus Durantes, 331 Southwest 3rd, 370, at page 376, the Tennessee Supreme Court in 2001
She's realizing what he's saying now.
found that the dangerous offender classification was satisfied where a defendant demonstrated extreme callousness toward the health and welfare of the child victim, and that the results of that callousness were fatal. It's almost as though that passage was written to describe this case.
Wow.
Therefore,
No kidding, dreaming. Wonder if we'll see real tears when she hears the outcome.
the 25-year sentence for the merging counts of aggravated child abuse and neglect will be consecutive to the life sentence.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
The 6-year sentence for tampering with evidence and the 4-year sentence for false report will be concurrent with each other,
It won't matter.
consecutive to the 25 years. And the 2-year sentences for the abuse of the corpse in count 19 and count 20 will be concurrent with each other, but consecutive to the 6 years.
I'm trying to add it
So
up.
it counts
Over 100.
4 through 20. That'll be a 33-year sentence as a range 1 standard offender, consecutive to her life sentence. The court has considered
That's another
probation.
33 years.
She's not eligible for probation on the Class A felonies. That 25 years has to be served by statute. The court has considered probation on the additional 8 years and finds that a grant of probation would depreciate the seriousness of this case, given the facts of this case, given the fact that she has shown no remorse, she has shown no empathy towards this child, her child, and probation in those counts will be denied. Mr. Scott, I believe at sidebar, you had indicated that you would like to have a
Did he say
transcript
sidebar?
before, in order to prepare the motion for new trial?
Yes, Judge.
I'll order that transcript, whatever order I need to sign, share.
Judge, I would also like to have this sentencing period as well.
What's that
Sentencing
mean?
period will need to be typed up as well. We'll set this for status.
Oops.
We'll send Ms. Boswell back to TDOC. And let's set this for a status on
Oh, I think she'll appeal, but I don't think she'll get it.
January 16th to see where we are on getting the transcript prepared.
That's fine, but I'll waive Ms. Boswell's appearance. if that-
Well, what I prefer her to do is appear by Zoom.
That's
If
fine.
if she can, but if not, yes, we can. All right. All right, that's all.
Oh,
thanks,
Rob.
Appreciate that. So it looks like, well, let's see her go out.
Look at her. Still got that smirk.
So he merged some of the charges.
Okay. Do we need this? Can you mute it?
Yeah, I'll mute it. I think they muted maybe themselves.
I cannot stand that smirk.
Do we just pull it down, or yeah? Let's watch the.
We'll just leave
let's
it on there.
Watch their little celebration back there.
And Rob is very sweet.
Yes.
Rob says,
Thank you, Rob.
Rob C says, thanks for covering this. You guys are great. Well, we think you guys are great. So
Yeah, appreciate
and
it.
this has actually been very enjoyable. It's our first case that we've ever covered, but we felt very passionate about it.
Like trial beginning to end.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, trial beginning to end. But we felt, I mean,
Oh yeah, this is one that was definitely on your radar early on.
Oh, it's been bothering me for a long time.
So they merged
So
some of the
thank you.
charges, but some of them are consecutive. The big one was the 25 years for the abuse.
Yeah, Sharon wants to know the total.
And he said it's 33 added, so 51 years plus the 33. So essentially 84 years.
Mm-hmm. Then what about that 25?
That's part of the 33 years.
Oh, okay.
So she'll be,
Just turn it off.
she would have been 69.
Just turn on Dave
She's gotta
Ramsey.
live.
We're gonna get struck. Hurry. You
Oh,
know
boy.
Dave.
All right.
Pull it down.
There we go. All right. So she'd have to be into her hundreds,
Mm-hmm.
103. So that's not likely happening. No, I don't know that. I don't think the 25 was concurrent. I think he said consecutive on that. It was concurrent with he did some of the charges concurrent,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, I don't like that either.
some he stacked and some he didn't.
And woohoo is correct. I actually wanted to do our new sound effect.
Yeah, so she essentially will serve the rest of her life in prison unless by some crazy miracle she lives into her hundreds, which I don't, so that's great. So she will likely appeal, but I mean, the chances of anything happening there are not high.
I mean,
So this is great.
she just goes up and says, I didn't do it. Well, then who did it, Megan?
This was unfair.
This was unfair. I didn't do it. Okay, then why didn't you do a defense to prove you didn't do it?
Yeah, I kind of thought for a minute he wasn't going to do that. I kind of thought he might just, because I thought he might give her a chance out, but not looking that way. So she'll never get out.
Yeah, I agree with Romy too. I wish she would have addressed her. I do.
Yeah, I mean, in prison, living to 100 in prison is also because you're not exactly living the healthiest lifestyle. You get no sunlight, your food's garbage, so it's not likely. So for all intents and purposes,
so unfair.
Yeah.
So unfair. Well,
Why
I don't know.
didn't
Do you guys feel like baby Evelyn got justice? I do. I would prefer the death penalty, but if this is all we got, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's right, Sharon Marlowe. Exactly. Baby unalivers don't do well in prison.
No, somebody made the comment earlier that life's going to be different for her in a prison rather than
It was real
the
Me
jail.
Too.
Yeah.
That would be our courtside correspondent, the real Me Too.
Yeah. So
she side-eyed the judge on the way out.
Yeah. The judge said, Rob says, I think the judge took his shots at her in his own way. Not as dramatic as I wanted, but I got him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was I think he was not a showman.
Yeah. He didn't
judge.
like that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did throughout the trial get kind of upset with the media right at the beginning. So he wasn't into the whole dramatics, but he just let her know.
He was firm though.
He actually just let her know through his action what he thought of her.
Oh, Jeannie R says she watched from the start locally. She loved the attention. Oh, Snoozy B said, I missed the end. Tell me what happened.
She ended up with an additional 33 years stacked on top of her 51. So she will spend the rest of her life behind bars. He did not give her a chance for probation on those either. Yeah, she could have said anything. Grandma Chachi says she could have said, I'm sorry, I just snapped, but now I can't take it back.
Right.
She could have shown any kind of remorse.
Oh, goodness. I didn't realize how late in the day it is.
I know. I got to go pick up kids in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I got to get going, but so the timing worked out there. Yeah, so you just don't know what a judge is thinking while they're hearing the trial exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But he pretty much was on board with the prosecution.
Mm-hmm.
And he believed their narrative that she wanted a better life. That was the picture that the prosecution was trying to paint the whole
I
time.
think that's what happened. I mean, I think the prosecution hit the nail on the head with that for sure.
And that is kind of where the big controversy about the trial was just the strategy of not putting up a defense.
Mhm.
And it happens sometimes where they'll go with, well, you didn't prove your case. We don't have to defend anything. The defense rests.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost kind of a cocky strategy. Well, it definitely didn't work here.
Didn't work for this guy.
If they had provided a counter argument of some kind, maybe things don't go this way.
Oh, wow.
But,
Mohawk Mom says, look at Susan Smith. She's still racked up charges in prison, and the family has to go to parole hearings every 2 years to fight to keep her behind bars. Oh, stars. I hope not. And for crying out loud wants to know why only 51 years for Redrum.
I don't know. That was the jury's
That was
sentencing. So I'm not sure if there was guidelines on that or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a life sentence, but a chance at parole at 51 years.
Mm-hmm, but not anymore.
So there were no guarantees she was ever going to get out.
Right.
It was just a chance. And now she's got no chance, really. Because even if she gets out on parole at 51 years for Evelyn, she's still got a 33 to serve after that.
And do they determine, I didn't hear him say it, but do they determine like what level of prison? Is that determined by the court? Like
Which
a
prison she'll go to?
maximum, medium.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. No,
I don't know enough about jail, guys. I apologize. I am not versed in jail.
I do have to
I
go.
know you do have to go. So we will wrap it up. I think we are going to go live tonight to discuss either Sebastian. I saw what just came out. I think I'll have to tell him about that offline.
On which case, Sebastian or Austin?
It's interesting.
More. Okay, so maybe we'll do Sebastian.
Or Austin Drummond. If you wouldn't mind, if you're listening to this on the replay, or let us know which one you'd rather hear about. I'd like to know.
Yeah, we could either deep dive all this, what happened with Austin.
The
Drummond
Austin stuff's fascinating
with that hearing, or we could deep dive whatever.
Well, I'll show you, and you can look at it too. You'll have some input.
We'll probably. But yeah, if you have thoughts, leave that in the comments. And we thank you everybody for being here. And we'll. So Diane's picking Sebastian there.
Well,
I know that's.
I want him to see what this is. We were, if you were here this morning with us on the weekly recap, we're pretty fired up about that FBI article. So
we were.
But thank you guys for who's been with us since about 10 a.m. this morning. We appreciate you. We appreciate our mods. Real Me Too, Castle, Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches. I think Lolo was here at one point. We appreciate you guys so much. And don't forget Nightbot.
Gotta go.
Oh, no.
Gotta go.
He's got to have me wrap it up, guys. You all have a great day, and we will see you hopefully tonight.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best grandee, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company.